Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated to making sure that all you busy people stay in the know and keep your valuable time just that valuable. Welcome back. I am Brian, and that
Hello.
beautiful man over there is Ryan, and we will be your hosts on this action packed episode today. So,
We're going to kind of fly through a lot of stuff and then slow it on down at the end.
slow it on down. Yeah, we have two big things that we want to talk to you guys about. So, because we want to save most of our time for that, we're gonna bring back the rapid fire feature, and hopefully this time we'll actually rapidly fire through it. So, you ready,
I say
Ryan?
we
Should we
start
start this
shooting
bad
away.
boy? Um,
Yes.
the first thing we got for you guys is Ant-Man has released a second trailer, and it's a doozy. It's a pretty good one. It features much more of the action that I was hoping to see. It kind of gives a much better feel of the. We already kind of saw the first trailer. It showed a lot of the humor and the different kinds of characters that you're going to see in Ant-Man, which is definitely a different Marvel movie than maybe what they've done in the past. This one I felt gave us a really good view of the action that you could expect from this, and it looks Marvel. It looks great.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet just because when it comes to certain kinds of movies, like Marvel movies, I don't watch past the first trailer just because I try and keep that movie as preserved as possible.
Yeah.
So has too
Well,
much stuff ruined, so I only watch the first trailer and then I never watch them again.
yeah, I'm kind of with you. Ant-Man was usually I watch the first two. Ant-Man, I definitely want to see the second one because, like I said, I felt the first one didn't really show much of the action and kind of the pace of the movie. It definitely emphasized the humor and the fact that it was going to be a little bit of a different type of movie. This one really showed the action. It kind of showed the cool set pieces that they're going to do, how they're going to use size like for instance, there's a scene when they're by a train and it's a toy train and when they're shrunk down and when it shows them shrunk down, it's all epic and slow motion. Then it zooms back out and it just shows this little toy train just slowly moving. So it,
Yeah.
like I said, it did a good job capturing. Plus, it gave a really good look at Yellow Jacket. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's worth a watch. Also in new trailer news, the second trailer for Terminator Genesis released
Okay,
this
and I
week.
can break my rule for that one. Just because I love all things Terminator movies. So,
I do
yes,
too, and
that was pretty.
so
Yeah.
the second Terminator Genesis trailer features quite a twist, which is I told Ryan he had to watch it. And Ryan, you want to tell him what the twist is?
John Connor is the Terminator, and
That
basically he got like some weird like nano thing. I don't know, but yeah, he's gone back in time now, and he's the one trying to kill everybody. And yeah, when I first saw it, Brian was just watching my face reaction the whole time. And yeah, I was pretty stunned by that. So you definitely gotta watch if you're a fan of Terminator. It does put a nice new twist on the series. I asked Brian if this was going to be the last movie, and he reminded me it's going to be another trilogy. So,
three more.
since, yeah, so we need a lot more Terminator movies for whatever reason. But
Well,
uh,
hopefully, if they plan three more, hopefully this will be much better than I don't know. What was the last one? Terminator.
I didn't even watch it.
I don't even remember what it's called. Terminator with Christian Bale. But yeah, this
Yeah,
one, John Connor is the villain, and it definitely it makes it fresh enough that it might actually be worth watching. So we'll keep an eye
yeah.
on that. Anything else new, we'll let you guys know. Can't go a week without some kind of a Deadpool movie update. So apparently, the Deadpool movie will be featuring, along with Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, it's going to be featuring Colossus, the mutant Colossus. So I don't know, it's kind of cool.
I think that'll be fun.
I think
I
so.
like this.
The it leaked because people have been releasing a lot of set videos. I mean, I don't know. I figured most sets are closed. Apparently, this one isn't because people are tweeting out pictures all over the internet over about from the movie. And one of them was a picture of a giant man with even bigger like green screen on his shoulder. So the rumor is that Colossus is going to be a massive man. Which if you follow the comic books, he's a big
Well,
dude. He's
you follow. You're a lot more knowledgeable. Can you? Why don't you tell everybody just like quickly who Colossus is? Because not
So,
everyone knows.
without getting super nerdy, Colossus is he was one of the members of the when the X-Men reformed the second X-Men. I was thinking in the early '90s. He was one of the main X-Men there. He's a Russian. He can turn his body into metal. I forget the name of the metal that he can turn into, but it's a little bit less
It's
than
like
adamantium.
adamantium, right?
It's not
Or
adamantium. It's something else, but it's like adamantium. It's almost as impenetrable. But yeah, he can turn his entire body into adamantium into this metal substance, and he's very strong. He has some super strength. He's not super strong. He was made famous for his cannonball where he grabbed Wolverine and would spin him and throw him. So yeah, it was pretty cool. He everyone kind of hoped that when the X-Men movies, when Singer was doing it, that we would get when Colossus was in X-Men, that we would get the Wolverine Colossus move, but I don't know. But anyway, it looks like he's going to be in this. He's not going to be the same actor that he was in those movies. He's going to be a different actor, but I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to see a giant,
it should be
7 foot
interesting.
Colossus playing off of Ryan Reynolds. So that might be kind of cool.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, like we said, the Deadpool marketing is going to be off the charts for this movie. So I think this is
Yeah,
just a part of it.
yeah, Ryan Reynolds, they've done a great job, and I have a feeling letting people take pictures and just throw. I mean, like I said, we're gonna have a segment called the Weekly Deadpool News because it seems like every week there's something new coming out that makes it look cool. So don't around too much longer, but the news is Colossus is going to be in the Deadpool movie, and he's going to be apparently very massive. So I don't know how much he's in it. We'll see, but
Do something.
sounds cool. Speaking of X Men, obviously Age of Apocalypse, X Men Age of Apocalypse is the next big X Men movie coming out, and there's every day it seems like there's some new casting news. This one, there's casting news from a couple weeks ago that we didn't announce yet. Ben Foster is going to be playing Angel. He's been cast as Angel. The picture that Bryan Singer released looks a lot more like Archangel than Angel, so giving that the movie's
Yeah.
about Apocalypse, that would make sense. Angel is eventually turned, if you don't know, Angel was eventually turned into Archangel by Apocalypse in the comic book, so that's not a far stretch to think that. The news that came out today is that Havoc is going to be returning. I don't remember the actor's name, but Havoc, who was in X-Men First Class, Alex Summers, um, Alex Summers, Scott Summers' brother, Cyclops' older brother. So
Yeah.
actually, I think in the comics he's his
He's
younger
the one
brother.
that shoots like the little
Yeah, in the movie he had like a red beam that he kind of did this and then shot it. Kind of came out of his
yeah.
chest a little bit.
Yeah.
In
It's
the
been a
comic
while.
book, his powers, yeah, in the comic book, his powers a little bit different. But I mean, and the cool thing about him though is that I'm anxious to see how much he's in the movie. Hopefully he's a lot, and hopefully they do have him be Scott's brother. Scott and him be brothers in this because one of the cool things about them in the comic books is their powers didn't work on each other. So they could shoot each other all day long and nothing happened. So it was pretty cool. So I'd like to see them. That was one of the things I didn't like about First Class. I didn't know what direction they were going with Alex Summers. So I kind of like that they were going to be in this for the first time together. So that's cool. The other bit of casting news for Age of Apocalypse is Olivia Munn has been cast as Psylocke. She's another one of those.
Or call her Miss Aaron Rodgers.
Or yeah, Mrs.
'Cause
Aaron Rodgers has been cast as as Psylocke. Ryan being a Green Bay Packer fan, he knows exactly who Aaron Rodgers is. So, if you don't know who Aaron Rodgers is, which you might, I guess, might not, he is the quarterback of the Packers, the team that lost to the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game.
yeah, yeah. No, they didn't
But
lose to you
she's
guys.
I guess the
Guys
team that
lost the
choked.
game by default. But
All right, well, this is not sports
moving
talk. This
on.
is this is geek talk. So we'll save the sports hate for the start of the season.
Yeah.
Now she's been cast. She's another one of those mutants that was in the early '90s run along with Colossus. She has some telepathic powers, and she has the ability to channel her telekinesis into like a purple blade that kind of comes out of her hand. So I don't know how close they're going to stay to her character in the movie, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll see.
yeah,
I don't have high hopes for the X-Men franchise.
yeah, I don't either, but a lot of people like them, so we're going to continue to talk about them. Let's see. Speaking of X-Men First Class, its director Matthew Vaughn is in talks to direct the new Flash Gordon movie, and that makes me very happy. I don't know about you, but I
Yeah.
love the '80s movie.
I'm looking forward to Flash Gordon just because it's something different, and I mean it's Flash Gordon. I mean it's good. I hope they kind of make it campy, you know, just for kicks.
I
But
don't. If it's Matthew Vaughn directing it, I doubt it'll be campy. He is a really good director. I think he's one of my favorite up and coming kind of new directors, and I think he'd do it really good. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it'd be fun if they had a little bit of at least a little bit of a wink and a nod to the '80s camp, and even the camp of
Yeah,
the comic strip back in I think 40s or 50s or whenever that first came out. So
yeah. Been
so
around for a while.
it hasn't been confirmed yet. This is apparently he's in talks. So hopefully if he any more news, we'll let you know. Um, Little Game of Thrones news. If you watched last week's premiere, you were not alone. 8 million people watched that premiere, the season 5 premiere. It was HBO's most watched show ever, and that number is even more impressive when you think that one, it's a pay channel, and two, uh, Game of Thrones is the most pirated show on television. So that's
Well, they were trying to make it not as pirate when they made it with available through Apple devices for the HBO Go and through the internet subscriber service that they had. So they're trying to make it, give it people more options, but they're still. I don't think they're doing a good job of making it widely available as they could.
yeah. Well,
But
it was
oh
awesome.
well.
We'll keep watching it, but anyway,
Yeah, it was
8 million
awesome.
people. So
My
congratulations.
mom has actually dropped a giant bomb and told me that she's watching Game of Thrones now. So that was like the huge shocker for me for the week. Uh,
Nice.
but that's it's
Hey,
a
it's
good
it's
show.
it's a great 8
And
million people watched it, and that was just who didn't pirate it or steal people's HBO Go accounts, Ryan.
yeah, now we get to watch Tyrone get drunk all the way to Marine.
All right, well, like I said, we want to get onto our last two big subjects, so a couple quick hits real fast. Colby Summers, who plays Agent Maria Hill, is coming back for another episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so you got to look forward to that if you're an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan. The Dark Tower franchise from Stephen King is once again apparently back, been
Yeah,
greenlit
it's like
to,
up now.
I don't know. I never read the books. I know a lot of people are really big fans. The books are like that thick, and there's like 10 of them. So I never read it, but Sony picked it up. They apparently want to keep moving along with the 2-3 movies and then a TV series in between. So we'll see about that. The iWatch, if you're one of the crazy people who bought a $600 iWatch, they sold out in 6 hours. I did not buy
Yeah,
one.
and then selling it on eBay for like $800.
They're gonna sell them to China for a ton of money. The Wonder Woman director, the original Wonder Woman director, Michelle McLaren, apparently has left over creative differences. There was rumors that she wanted Wonder Woman to have a pet tiger. I don't know, but she has been replaced by Patty Jenkins, who most notably did the movie Monster with Charlize Theron. So we'll see. I don't like the fact that
Yeah,
there's this much turmoil already with the Wonder Woman movie. I mean, it's a movie that you definitely want to do right, but hopefully she'll be the right person. Uh, Ryan Gosling is
yeah.
in Ryan Gosling is in talks to join Harrison Ford in Blade Runner 2. I don't care. I wasn't a big fan of Blade Runner. I
I
know
mean,
that's
I don't
kind of
care. I just
geek.
want to play on it too.
I know that's kind of like a breaking some kind of a nerd law, but Blade Runner and me are not friends. So, well, do you like Blade Runner? Is that a big no? Eh. Um, Last thing, Orange is the New Black. If you're a big fan of that Netflix show, it did get picked up for season 4. So cool news there. So um, that's all we got in our rapid fire. So now we get to move on to our
Yeah.
big topics. The first one being Batman and Superman. Well, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice has finally got a trailer, and it looks awesome. Absolutely awesome. I am friggin' stoked about Batman versus
Yeah.
Superman.
It's I could have asked for a better Batman versus I mean, I was kind of wondering how the movie was gonna go. Being able to hear Ben Affleck do his Bat voice, seeing him in the robot armor suit,
Yeah.
from Batman Returns. Uh, that part I was literally like,
I,
it was so awesome.
I know I've heard some people kind of making fun of the last line of the movie, but I think it's awesome. The part when he goes, "Here, I'm going to reenact it for you." This is the trailer. Superman is floating, and Batman looks at him and says, "Do you even bleed?" And then he crashes to the ground and he goes, "You will." And then dude, it's going to be awesome.
I have a bat suit that's got kryptonite in it, and it's good.
I don't know if they're going to
Yeah,
go kryptonite. I mean, Zack
yeah,
Snyder's
yeah.
been really
I would
against kryptonite, so
really the movie,
well,
the first Superman.
the first one he originally decided to not put kryptonite in it because he didn't want an easy way to beat Superman. He didn't want it to feel like a cheap like, oh, I can beat you because I have kryptonite in my hand. So I don't know if
Hmm.
they're going to keep that up, but obviously this first trailer is kind of a teaser. It's a 2 minute teaser. It doesn't actually show that much, but the things I did like is Ben Affleck. I thought the few times it showed him, he looked like Batman. Whether he's going to be a good Batman or not, I don't know, but he definitely looked the part. The guy looks friggin' massive and yoked out of his mind,
Yeah,
and he looks like Batman. So that's always a good thing. And
I like the fact that they're trying to play it off like not everybody is for Superman. You know, as they're showing that that not everyone is like on board. Like, yeah, Superman. When they showed a statue of him, that the giant statue, and it's got the stuff spray painted on it, and
mhm, false god.
it kind of seemed like Batman's more like the I don't know, the more obviously the more human of it, but
Well, it
it's
definitely
I'm very excited after watching that.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely get the feel that they're carrying on from the first movie. The theme of not everybody's excited. One of the big criticisms that I heard about the movie is that Superman destroys the city and wasn't much consequences and stuff like that. This movie, I feel like you're really going to see the consequences. You're going to see a section of a population who really embraced him as kind of their hero, and the rest saying, "Man, this guy destroyed half of Metropolis," and million. I don't. Well, maybe not millions, but a lot of people probably died in the outcome of the whole thing. So I do like how they didn't just kind of gloss that over. It looks like they're very much going to deal with it in this movie. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't think you could ask for a better teaser. The movie's still a year away, so it's 11 months away. So it's you don't want to get too much too early. But I'm very excited. It was kind of everything I'd
Yeah,
hoped it'd be. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But we're both clearly very excited about it. If you haven't had a chance to see it yet, it's up on the website. Go check it out. It's there in all its high def glory.
if you were apprehensive about Ben Affleck as Batman, this will change your mind. And Brian and I think Kyle from Watch Play We were on it day one. We were supportive of it, and we knew it was going to be, he was going to do a good job. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
wrote it.
definitely.
One of my first articles I wrote for the website was actually why Ben Affleck is going to be a good Batman. Maybe we'll have to repost that, but go to the website, search it, it'll be there. But we are all on board. I think he's going to be great as Batman, and this trailer didn't do anything but make me excited to see it. So, like I said, we're both very excited. So, moving on to our final topic, there was a big thing in California
Was
yesterday. I think it was called Celebration. And if you know what Celebration is, it
uh-uh.
involves a certain galaxy far, far away. And what's that? What's that music?
What, like
What do you hear?
the Galaxy?
Yeah,
Was
that's
it
right.
long?
Celebration's about Star Wars, people. Star Wars. There's massive Star Wars news, and we have all our Star Wars glory for you, our people. All right, it's probably enough of that. As you can see, me and Ryan are both very excited. If you didn't know, like I said, Star Wars
I
Celebration
don't have
was
any.
held yesterday, and they released some pretty cool stuff. The first being an awesome, epic new trailer for Star
Did you
Wars:
get
The
to see
Force
Han
Awakens.
Solo and Chewie?
It had Han and
Han Solo.
Chewie. If you haven't watched it, I don't know what planet you're living on right now, but in case you haven't,
Yeah.
immediately
If,
go
if
watch
you
it.
haven't watched it yet, stop this episode and then never watch anything ever again because we don't want you.
No, we want everybody. What I would recommend you do is you pause this, go watch it, then come back and finish it because we're going to talk about it for a little bit. I don't know about you, but it was pretty much everything I'd hoped for in an actual trailer. The first trailer they released a little while ago was more of a teaser. It kind of just showed a little bit of the new cast, a little bit of the new features, but it didn't actually show really anything. Didn't give you any real details. Showed you very little of the bad guys, the villains. This one did not disappoint. It showed the main bad, well, maybe not the main bad guy, but the Darth Vader esque villain. It showed the main heroes, all three of them. It showed the Millennium Falcon. It showed Han and Chewie. It had the iconic music. It looked like Star Wars. It looked updated. It definitely looked a little newer and a little shinier. But I don't know, it felt like Star Wars, and that's to me is what is important.
Yeah, it was. It's hard not to smile while you're watching it. If you're any, it doesn't matter. Like obviously, Brian's diehard Star Wars fan. I've always liked Star Wars a lot. I've just never been hardcore, but I mean, even for me, I was just like, yeah. And then have you seen there's a picture someone made, an edit from the video where the Millennium Falcon's being chased by the TIE fighter, and they're going into the engine exhaust on the big ship, and then in the sand dune they have two clone troopers in black with a giant comb,
Yeah, Kyle
like
sent me
from
that before the
Spaceballs.
show.
Yeah, so they had like, and it's just like a little tiny thing. It was like someone had edited it in, like out obviously afterward, but then it shows like the two guys
Yeah.
like with the giant comb from Spaceballs
The
combing the
Spaceballs
desert.
reference. If you don't know what a
Yeah,
Spaceballs reference is, then you should also pause this, watch Spaceballs, and then come back. That was a great movie.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Mel
it was.
Brooks
I,
nailed
I
in
don't
that
know what
movie.
to say about it. I mean, we could probably dedicate. We're already running over our time. We could try not to, but yeah, we could dedicate this whole segment to just talking about Star Wars and how we feel about it. I think I was talking to Chris, one of the editors, one of the editor in chief here at Watch Play Read about maybe possibly doing a roundtable about even just the trailer and kind of talking about what we think the movie's going to be about and our best guesses and stuff. So, hopefully we can get that for you guys and something to look forward to. But yeah, needless to say,
Yes.
we were both very, very excited about the trailer. I personally think it's in great hands with Disney and J.J. Abrams. I know some people maybe aren't a big fan of some of his work, but I'm a firm believer that Disney is going to make this successful regardless. And I don't just mean financially.
Yeah,
I mean it's going to be
they're
good.
not gonna have the Lucas taint,
Yeah, the
so
Lucas taint will be gone. So we're very excited. Obviously, like I said, we're very excited about the trailer. A couple other things that came out of Celebration yesterday too. Star Wars Battlefront. If you're a big video game fan, Battlefront 3 is coming out this year. It got a release date. It's going to be coming out November 17th. They released a first trailer today. It looks really good. It takes place in the pre Star Wars 7 era of Star Wars. I believe it's going to take place in episode 4, 5, and 6 in that time frame. But you're going to be able to play as Darth Vader. You're going to be troopers. If you're not familiar with the Battlefront franchise, it's a very open world combat system. You have massive people. I think this game's going to have 40 live people per battle at a time. And on top of that, you have computer generated bots that also fight. It's epic warfare on a grand scale, and it's pretty
or
cool.
is it like it's space and on land?
I
Is
believe
it both of them? Or?
Battlefront 2 did some stuff in space. Battlefront 3 is not going to go into space, but they are going to allow you to fight as TIE fighters and X-Wings. They're just going to have you flying through canyons and flying up in the clouds and stuff like that. So there will be. And how they make it work is in the game it's pretty cool. So you start out as a guy, you run around. Well, you can be a pilot, and then you go find a ship, and you actually hop in the ship. You have a gun, and you can shoot people, but then you can find a ship, hop in the ship, and then take off into
Yeah.
the air and shoot people who found TIE fighters. And you choose usually either to be the Empire or the Rebels, and you pick a side and you just go for it till the last man standing. It's a great game, and take a look at the trailer. It's pretty cool, and that's, like I said, that's coming out November 17th. So big game. I'm very excited for that game. Um, let's see here. What else did I have? Oh, the Empire is no longer called the Empire. The Empire is now called the First Order. That came out of Celebration,
Yeah.
and the Rebels are now called
But
the
they're
Resistance.
still the rebels, right? The
No, the
or
Rebels is
something.
called the Resistance. So take that for what you
The
will.
resistance.
The Resistance. So the name alone kind of makes it sound like maybe things didn't go so well for the Rebels after the Battle of Endor. So I don't know, but so yep, the Empire is no longer the
Yeah,
Empire. It
I'm
is the
really
First
interested to
Order.
see what they do. They got rid of all the books,
Mm-hmm.
and so they basically said all the books and stuff that were made after the movies are now. And so it's kind of interesting to see what they're going to build for the history of. Because you got to remember, even though they killed the emperor, the empire was freaking huge and
Yeah.
freaking powerful. Someone else can just easily just kind of step in, and not like the rebels are automatically be like, "All right, we're in charge now." Like, no, there's still shitloads of bad guys still out there.
Well, yeah. I mean, just because when Hitler, people forget Hitler died, before the Nazis surrendered. So it's not exactly like you take out the leader, the whole thing falls apart. But yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this whole thing. But like I said, we could probably talk about this all day long. We've already ran a little long. I think maybe we'll have to have a roundtable and talk about it. So you guys let us know if that's something you'd like us to do. In the meantime, we'll wrap it up and say we're really excited about Star Wars. So
Yes.
I could talk about Star Wars all day.
So
I'm so
Star Wars.
excited. These last couple days have been just huge, man. It's been for if you're a Star Wars fan, these last 2 days have been awesome. I mean, for a long time, Star Wars kind of went away. You know, Lucas almost killed the franchise with his 3 movies that were not great, and just the games that weren't great, and even the Clone Wars
And
cartoon got boring.
remastering the originals and changing stuff in the original movies and
Yeah, just continuing to change things, and so I don't know. As a Star Wars fan, I'm very yesterday's reveal of the trailer just really it made me really excited as a Star Wars fan for the first time in a long time, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm
Mhm.
very excited. So we'll leave Star Wars on that note, and and best believe we'll have much more to come on Star Wars. So like I said, we're completely pretty much out of time, so we'll blow through our recommendations. But as always, we have a recommendation what you should or should not waste your time on this week, Ryan.
My recommendation for this week is I got a giant pack of all these. I did not buy them; they were sent to me. And these are the new Ninja Turtle mini mates. This is the second, the phase two, and this one's got Splinter and Casey Jones and Karai and a whole bunch of new different kinds of turtles. Um, Chris Bradford. So if you're a fan or your kids are fans of the Nickelodeon new Ninja Turtles animated show, these things are awesome. And I have a bunch. I haven't opened up any of the new ones, but these are ones from like the first one. Oh, not up there. There it is. There's Shredder.
Shredder, those are
Hmm.
cool.
So yeah, so I mean, they sent me all the first ones, so was like a little kid opening up all these things and not getting all the ones I wanted and gave my kids all the extra ones. But yeah,
Well,
second phase is out and they're really cool. I'll get some more stuff going on. I'll probably do a write up on Watch Play Read. So
all right,
that's my
cool.
recommendation for this week. Buy stuff.
All right, cool. Well, just make sure you save me at least one. My recommendation,
What about you, sir?
I will stick in the theme of Star Wars, partially because I have this awesome lightsaber. Ryan's super jealous. Watch Star Wars Rebels on Disney XD. Great show. It's kind of it's not really a spinoff of the Clone Wars. If you watch the Clone Wars cartoon, it's definitely a continuation of some of the same characters. It takes place, I think, a couple years before A New Hope. It tells about the basically the rise of the rebels. So it's really good animation. My kids love it. In fact, my 2 year old just the other day I asked her what she wanted to watch. You want to watch Mickey Mouse? Would you like to watch Doc McStuffin? She says, "No, Daddy, I want to watch Star Wars Rebels." So watch Star Wars Rebels. Watch it with your kids. It is if you want an idea of what Disney is what they're shooting for with their Star Wars property, it's gonna it's gonna give you a good idea of what it is, and it feels very Star Wars. So Star Wars Rebels on Disney XD. You can probably find them on demand. If not, they're constantly running them. So season one just finished epically, I might add. So it's 13
Yeah,
episodes. It should be
we got a
easy.
full review on Watch Play Read as well from Alan. Alan's a giant Star Wars guy, and he did a review on the whole first season.
Yeah.
So
So check
I'll put a link to.
yeah, check out the review and watch the show. Like I said, it's only 13 episodes, so it's easy to catch up. So we went super long. I know we keep saying we're not gonna, but we're so excited about Star Wars. But
There's no way we can have like a 10-minute show. I don't know.
no, we can't. So hopefully you guys will keep
Just have to
watching.
shut you up,
Maybe
and
we'll just start posting what time we talk about things so people can hop in when they want to. But we wanted to give ample time to Batman and Superman and Star Wars because we had
by
lots
the
of
way,
props and toys.
this Batman figure comes with the Batman versus Robin uh, ex- special edition box.
Oh, nice. Oh, is that the movie you got? All right, cool. Well, you can check out that too. He's got the review up on the website as well. So, all right, well, we're going to
Yep.
get out of here. So, thanks for joining us again, and we'll see you guys next week.